What's going on, guys? My name is Josh, and this is the very first episode of Josh Talks Tech. Let's get right into it. So, a little bit of context before we dive into today's topic. For those of you that know me, whether it's through personal relationships or just my LinkedIn community, you know that I have been in the world of technology and primarily cloud computing, data center, infrastructure, that stuff for a little while now. I wanted to make a platform or a channel where I could talk about all things tech, whether it's UCaaS or platform as a service or software as a service or cloud computing, even just the brand new iPhone 12 Pro Max, which I am obsessed with. But I wanted to create a channel where I could start putting out some content about topics in this area that I'm really passionate about. So that's the gist of this. I have no idea what the schedule is going to be. The goal here is to provide valuable content, maybe start some conversation and build community. So if you like this, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. So let's dive into the topic of cloud. And for any IT consultant or cloud sales specialist out there, I guarantee that you have all heard the term or the phrase from any number of your clients of, hey man, we're good. We're going all in on the cloud. We're gonna go to AWS, we're gonna go to Azure, we've got it covered. And I want to unpack that a little bit because I think there's a really big gap in the understanding of what the cloud means, and more importantly, the actual execution of a move to the cloud, regardless of what variation or form of cloud you're going to move to. So with that being said, don't take my word for it. Don't take Bob's Consulting's word for it. I want to focus on Gartner's definition of cloud. And I'll try to see if I can put this as a little blurb or a pop out right here. But Gartner's definition of cloud is as follows: a style of computing in which scalable and elastic IT-enabled capabilities are delivered as a service using internet technologies. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that is a very broad and very generic vanilla answer, if you will. And I think there's a good reason for it. I think an alternative way of reading that is cloud does not equal public cloud only. So let's unpack that a little bit more. Are you a startup, seed round, A round, or an enterprise that's trying to build out a DevOps arm of your business? If the answer is yes, and you want to leverage microservices and things of that nature, you want to be able to spin up resources as fast as possible and turn them all off in 24 hours if needed. If the answer to that question is yes, then public cloud is arguably the best option for you. Let's flip the script. Are you a company with monolithic applications, legacy hardware, a on-prem or colo facility that has not been consolidated in a fairly long time? Maybe you're using some level of virtualization today, maybe or maybe not using some level of public cloud today, maybe you're dabbling in it. If that's you, and you're just looking to consolidate, cut costs, have a predictable cost model, you're looking to really primarily get out of the data center business of having your own facility that you run and manage, or having your own hands and eyes and feet on the floor, managing the day-to-day operations of a data center. If that's you, then there are some real tangible alternatives to public cloud that give you more control and more predictability in terms of cost. What does that look like? I think everybody's heard the term of infrastructure as a service, or IaaS, right? And depending on who you're talking to around cloud services, cloud computing and IaaS and platform as a service, all of these terminologies kind of get overlapped in different definitions from everyone. So again, I want to focus specifically on Gartner's definition of IaaS, and that is as follows. IaaS, infrastructure as a service, is defined as standardized, highly automated offering in which computing resources owned by a service provider, complemented by storage and networking capabilities, are offered to customers on demand. So let's break that one down just a little bit. And there are two primary features or components that I want to touch on when we're talking about IaaS. The first of which is, what kind of environment are you operating in? Are you operating in a multi-tenant environment, which is kind of like public cloud, where you have multiple clients all leveraging the same resources from a single node? Or are you in a dedicated, 100% dedicated environment, also known as private cloud? Right? And it's important to understand what you're getting so you understand what performance metrics you can expect out of that kind of offering. The second piece is, are you or do you have any level of on-demand capability with your IaaS provider? And the reason why that matters is when I say on-demand, it's not being held hostage to the service provider to procure, rack and stack, and release gear to you. Now, if you're going through a big consolidation exercise and you're doing custom node configurations and all of that stuff, you can expect some lead time associated to that kind of project. But after that's done, if you want to be able to move quickly and add a node or add a cluster or import networks or deploy a new VLAN at will by logging into a portal and just clicking go, if you want that level of speed and functionality long term, it's very important that you understand whether or not your IaaS provider actually gives you that capability, because there are a lot of providers that all they're doing for you is buying the gear, throwing it in their data center or a third-party data center, and sending you an invoice for basically leasing compute. There's nothing wrong with that, but if you want on-demand public cloud feel with as much control as possible, it's very important that you determine whether or not you have any level of on-demand capability with them and what the actual day-to-day looks like when using those features and functionalities. So, last but definitely not least, how? How do you decide if you're supposed to go all in on the public clouds or all in on IaaS, or is it a blend of both? Hybrid cloud? I think the answer is found when we take a step back and focus on why. Why do you and your organization want to move to cloud? What is it that you are looking for cloud to do for your business? And the answer to this doesn't have to be complex. We don't have to focus on the hype and circumstance of innovation at all costs. The answers can be really simple. It can be, get out of the data center business, consolidate and simplify your stack, and maybe just future-proof your data center while having some flexibility and scalability and control. Those are all valid answers, but if we don't stop to identify and really define those answers, your why, early on, it's very easy to get pulled in a number of different directions and not really know why you end up down the path you end up on. So, that being said, I know we talked about a lot of stuff in this video. Let's do a quick recap. Number one, by Gartner's definition of cloud, we can safely assume that cloud does not equal public cloud only. Number two, if you are a software startup or an enterprise looking to build a DevOps arm of your business and you want microservices, public cloud is arguably the best and only option that's going to give you that functionality. If you are an enterprise that's looking to consolidate, cut costs, maintain control, have cost predictability, maybe IaaS is a great option for you. Number three, when you're looking at IaaS, it's important to know, are you in a multi-tenant environment or are you in a dedicated private environment? And do you have any level of on-demand capability with that offering? And then number four, why are you going to cloud? What is it that you need the cloud to do for you? That's it. That's all I got for you for today. Thank you so much for watching the first video. If this provided you with any value at all, please leave a comment below, give me a thumbs up. Whether you're on LinkedIn or YouTube, go ahead and hit that follow or subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.